Alright, hey guys, I have a real quick update on the pricing structure for the $200 Grimace's birthday competition that I'm doing this month. I had mentioned in the first video, or I had implied at least, that if I won the contest, if I came in first place at the end of the month, that I would be keeping the prize money. And the more I've thought about that, it hasn't really sat well with me. I don't think I would feel good about winning the competition at the end of the month and not paying out any prize after committing, the $200. So basically, here's what I'm going to do. If I come in first place and somebody else comes in second, second place is still going to get $150. That's it. I'm losing at least that $150. And that's if I come in first. If I come in second, first place is still getting the full 200. I want to, leave a little bit of motivation, obviously, to get first place. But if you come in second and I'm in first, don't worry. You're still getting $150. So you got something to work towards. If I happen to post a crazy time, then I post a crazy time, and you can still win $150. The other thing is I am going to be, regardless of what happens, whether I come in first, second, third, whatever, the next runner-up to that person, whether they got the 200 or the 150, the next runner-up is going to get $50. That's it. So I'm giving away a minimum of $200 now and a maximum of $250. If someone comes in first, they get the full 200. And then the next person that's not me is getting $50. If someone comes in second and I come in first, I'll be giving away $200. It'll be the $150 to second place and then $50 to third. So that's the pricing structure update. I do want to go ahead and draw your attention to the leaderboard. We've already had 5 unique runners. We've had about 10 days of the contest. And pretty much right away, Praying Mantis Kung Fu uploaded a run. Spanikef's been killing it. Spanikef actually has a better run than this that hasn't been approved yet. 446, and as of about an hour ago, I beat that with a 445, which also hasn't been approved, but competition is fierce. We found a lot already, obviously. World record's been cut down from 552 all the way to now it's going to be a 445. So that's pretty awesome. We're finding a lot of cool tricks. A lot of that's posted in the Discord. But something I do want to show you is a trick that is basically required. I'll go ahead and show you real quick on here. This is one of my previous runs that I have clipped. If you watch this, if you're interested in this competition, notice how this gas doesn't hurt me. And I do jump over it here, but make no mistake, you can't actually jump over this gas. And you say, well, I mean, you don't get hit by it, so you must be able to jump over it somehow. And it turns out I misunderstood what was actually causing me not to take damage here. I thought that when I jumped here, collected the milkshake, and went over this gas, that I still had invulnerability frames from the milkshake, and it turns out that's not the case. So let me show you a trick that you're going to need, unless mods decide to ban this. I don't think they will, but let me go ahead and show you a trick that you're going to need in order to compete in 100%. So we're going to start the game. Going to go ahead and move to level 1-2. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go down here to straight to that geyser, that pipe. Notice how I take damage. And even if I come up here, collect this milkshake exactly like I do in my run. Oh, well, you have to time it, I guess. But regardless, you can't jump over that cloud. You don't get iframes from the milkshake long enough to make it over this. So you say, okay, well then how did you do that? Well, it turns out that if you pause, this is not by any means frame perfect, but if you pause when Grimace is in this animation, and I think you can quit or retry, but if you pause when Grimace is in this animation and you retry the level, the next time I go to that geyser, I will no longer take damage. And it's not timing dependent or anything. I just am not going to take damage ever again from this geyser. I can dance around it. I can stand on top of it. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to take damage from this gas cloud ever again. And it turns out you can quit out of the game, open it again, and I still, when I go back to that geyser, am not going to take any damage. And I'll show that off now. While I kind of talk about it. But you can actually do this with any geyser in the game. So as long as Grimace is in that animation and you hit retry on the level, you are now completely invincible from that gas cloud, from that specific geyser, until you close the game. If I were to completely exit out of the game, I'm playing on an analog pocket here, but if I were to completely close out of the game, and open it back up, and start runs, then I will take damage from that geyser again until I perform that trick. But once I perform that trick, I'm good to go for basically the rest of the session. If you're playing on emulator or whatever, however you do it, as long as you can just quit out and go back to the main menu, instead of hard resetting the game, then you're good to go. You're not going to take damage from that geyser ever again. Now, this is kind of a weird gray area when it comes to what should be allowed in runs. And it's kind of interesting. I think this is pretty minor as far as glitches go that you have to perform before you do a run. So I'm pretty sure we're going to keep it allowed. I'm not going to promise anything, though. Don't get mad if mods or whoever decide to ban this, or if we find other uses for this trick that end up getting it banned. We did test it, and I can't find any way to get invulnerability from anything else. It's only the geysers. And only basically in that animation. So I don't know why it's like this. I have absolutely no idea what causes this, but we can't figure out how to get invulnerability from anything else. So it's a relatively minor glitch. This is the only geyser down here, or the only pipe that you run into over the course of a run. Even in 100%. So I don't think it's any kind of big deal, but just you'll need to know that if you're going to do runs, because the fastest thing you can possibly do is grab this and roll over this geyser. Otherwise, what you have to do, whoops, is come up here, collect the milkshake, and then wait on the geyser to spew before you go. I don't know why I keep calling it a geyser. It's a pipe, but whatever. You have to wait for it to spew before you can go. The only way around that is to perform that trick. So hopefully that's okay with everybody. You set it up once at the beginning of your runs, and you're good to go from then on. But yeah, I didn't understand what caused that until we tested it today. It took me an hour to figure that out on stream. So yeah, hopefully you guys like the pricing structure update. Hopefully you guys are cool with that. And I'll see you on the leaderboards.